Hello everyone, my name is Carolina Ramos, and today I will be discussing the initiative and referendum process in Arizona, two of the most important features of our state system of direct democracy. These powers give citizens the ability to propose, approve, or reject the laws themselves, ensuring that the government's decisions truly reflect the will of the people. Arizona's founders, influenced by the progressive movement, wanted to prevent corruption and political dominance by special interests. They designed a constitution that keeps power close to the people, something that still defines Arizona's political identity today. Let's start with basic definitions. An initiative allows citizens to propose new laws or constitutional amendments by gathering enough signatures to place the proposal on a statewide ballot. A referendum, on the other hand, gives citizens the powers to approve or reject the laws passed by the legislature. This means voters can act as final checks before these certain laws take effect. Both of these processes are protected under Article 4, Part 1 of Arizona's Constitution, which states that the people reserve the power to propose laws and amendments and to enact or reject such laws and amendments at the polls. The initiative process begins when a group drafts a proposed law or constitutional amendment and submits it to the Arizona Secretary of State. Supporters then gather a specific number of signatures from registered voters. 10% of the votes cast in the last governor's race for a law or 15% for a constitutional amendment. Once verified, the proposal appears on a ballot for voters to decide. The referendum process allows citizens to challenge a law passed by the legislature. Petitioners must collect signatures equal to 5% of the votes cast for governor within 90 days after the legislative session ends. Once the signatures are validated, the law is placed on hold until voters decide whether to approve or reject it during the next election. Both procedures make sure that the citizens, not just the politicians, have a final say in shaping Arizona's laws. While initiatives and referendums share the goal of public participation, they differ in purpose and timing. Initiatives are proactive. Citizens create or change the laws. Referendums are reactive. Citizens approve or reject the laws that are already passed by the legislature. In other words, initiatives start a conversation while referendums continue them. Another distinction in the motivation behind each: initiatives often arise from public movements that the legislature has ignored, while referendums emerge from the oppositions to legislative action. Both tools ensure that the people remain the ultimate lawmakers, not just the observers of the government. Now, let's look at some pros and some cons of both of the processes. Empowerment. So here's the pros, right? Empowerment of the citizens. They give voters direct control over the laws, strengthening the democratic participation. Accountability. They serve as checks on the legislature, keeping elected officials responsive to the public's needs. Innovation. Citizens can propose bold ideas addressing issues like education, healthcare, or the environment that lawmakers tend to usually avoid. Some cons is the influence of money. Wealthy interest groups can dominate campaigns and sometimes shape the public views and opinions. Complexity of the issue. Voters may face long ballots or complicated measures that can be difficult for a voter to fully understand. Overuse. Frequent ballot measures can make the Constitution lengthy and extremely confusing, as seen in Arizona's history. Even with those challenges, both processes remain such a vital tool that embody the progressive vision of a citizen-driven government. Initiatives and referendum are the purest expression of direct democracy as outlined in Arizona's Constitution. Article 2, Section 2 declares that all political power is inherent in the people. This means that the ultimate authority to govern belongs to the citizens, not the legislators, governors, or judges. Through initiatives, Arizonians can propose new ideas and shape policy themselves. Through referendums, they can hold lawmakers accountable and reject the laws they disagree with. Together, these tools ensure that the government remains of the people, by the people, and for the people. As McClory explains, these mechanisms were intentionally included to make Arizona a laboratory of democracy where citizens actively participate in lawmaking rather than leaving all the decisions to the elected officials. Ultimately, initiatives and referendum remind us that democracy is the strongest when citizens are informed, engaged, and empowered. In conclusion, the initiatives and referendum process define Arizona's democratic spirit. They give voters the power to create, approve, or reject the laws, ensuring that the government remains accountable to the people it serves. By balancing empowerment with responsibility, these progressive era reforms continue to make Arizona one of the most dynamic, citizen-centered states in the nation. Thanks for watching and thanks for listening.